What's up, guys and gals? It's Griever back here, bringing you guys the latest chapter review for One Piece. One Piece chapter 1004. Alright, so, of course, we're reading on the official viz, as we always do. And this chapter, I was a little concerned because we do jump away, right? And a lot of people are going to be a little salty about that, right? We did jump away. We don't get to see Kaido's hybrid form yet. We did jump away from the rooftop, but we're still going to go back to there. I just feel like this is appropriate pacing, right? We had to jump through these hoops. We need to see actually what's going on in the battle, because as epic as Kaido and Big Mom versus the Rooftop Boys is, there's still, as we found out last chapter, there's still 27,000 other enemies, including King and Queen and the Topiropo and the other Straw Hats, the other Samurai, and everybody else going down, right? So we needed to jump away just at least for a chapter or two. I understand why some people will be salty about this, but it is what it is. Now, this is Kibidongo on steroids. You know what the one thing I do like, though, thus far? It has not been confirmed, as far as I'm aware, it has not been confirmed that the Kibidongo works on non-Smile Devil Fruit users. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but the Kibidongo, which feels so broken and so OP, a lot of people have made the joke way back when we found out about these things that Kaido could be controlled because he's a zone user, right? But as far as I'm aware, none of the actual real Devil Fruit users have taken one in. The Kibidongo are meant to control animals, right? Like as Atama showed, she could feed it to, the Chinese lion dog and all that fun jazz, right? And the gorilla and all that stuff. It's not necessarily zone fruit users. It just so happened that a lot of the zone fruit users, the Smile users, are animal properties, so she's able to control them and such, right? The Kibidongo works. But it has not been confirmed, as far as I'm aware, that it works on zone users, so I'm going to withhold judgment on this, because this is basically, this whole chapter is about the Kibidongo. It's about how the Kibidongo is OP and broken as hell, and it's going to turn the tide, right? And that's what Otama's here, and she's making a shit ton of these things, pulling it off her cheeks, and she's just like, there we go, and we see her getting exhausted, like stockpiling these damn things. We see Speed again, which a lot of people like Speed. I like Speed. It's very interesting to see, though, how their allegiance changed, because they still have a mind of their own, it appears. Like, we see Speed actually thinking about what they're going to go down. I want to go to Onigashima, but no one's letting me go with them. I'll help you, master, and stuff. But Speed is still contemplating this stuff. So it's very strange how the Kibidongo works, because all it's doing, it seems to be like it changes allegiances, but not necessarily their personalities, so to speak. So throughout this chapter, that's what we get. This is more about Tama's story, which is fine, because when we first really got to Wano, we were introduced to this little girl who just wanted to eat some rice, and that's what she's fighting for as well. She wants to see a different Wano, a new Wano, where Momo's the shogun, where she's tired of being hungry, where nobody in Wano should starve. I mean, she's preaching to the choir of some real world issues in almost every country around the world. So, I mean, this is a little extremist here, but yeah, it's a real thing. So we have the Scorpion guy, we've got Gazelle Man, we have Speed, we have Daifugo, who's the Scorpion guy. He was one of the wardens of the Udon prison and such. And actually, his design looks really cool, so I'm glad to see these characters back, because not so much Gazelle Man or Batman or what have you, but I like Speed, I like Daifugo. I always thought they were pretty cool. And now we're seeing them just run across, go through all the damn gifters. They're running up and they're like, oh, there's Daifugo. He's gonna, no, eat this, eat this, eat this. And they are shoving these dongos down the throats of all the damn gifters. It's strategy 101. It's so basic, and it's showcasing, because in the last chapter we got the whole, all right, so if they can't figure out how to deal with the Topiropo and the 5 strongest fighters, I mean, Marco's down there and stuff, but and Jinbei's already dealing with one of the Topiropo, but really, outside of Marco and Jinbei, right now, the strongest combatants are up facing the higher levels. Other than Marco and Jinbei, the other ones might not be able to take on Queen or King. I wouldn't think they could unless they team up, unless they do things like this. And 27,000 to 5,000, it's like, all right, like they really got to they got to get going here. Like they're going to be able to make up that difference, but not unless they get rid of it. It's not so much as keeping Kaido and Big Mom preoccupied, but you also have to take out the commanders, the Topiropo, the Yonko commanders and such. And here, this is just going to work out beautifully for everybody involved, because we jump to Frankie versus Sasaki, which is actually going better than I expected. Sasaki, to me, still seems to have somewhat of the upper hand in this fight, but looking at it, Frankie is not any real slouch. The problem is that the gifters are helping out Sasaki. It's not exactly a 1v1, and they're holding Frankie while the Triceratops, while Sasaki is going to ram him right through, and Frankie's like, oh damn, right? So Usopp, Nami, and Tama, they're rushing towards Frankie, and they're like, oh good, you guys, I need your help, these gifters, you have to help me get them off me. And Usopp and Nami are screaming, help us! And he's like, oh, for God's sakes, you ran to me, I need your help, for God's sakes. And I was just like, before I knew what was going on, I thought this was absolutely hilarious. They're being chased by this whole army. They're playing it up so well, though. You can even see by Nami and especially Usopp's reaction here. If you go back, their facial expressions are definitely so over the top, like even for Usopp and stuff. And especially since last panel, we saw them still fighting, still going through and stuff. This is very within their character, so Frankie believes it. Everybody believes it. But looking back at that panel, you can clearly tell that Usopp is, they're playing the gag, right? And it's fun. It's funny. Because then, just as Sasaki is about to ram them through and say, we have the advantage of numbers, more gifters, you can't escape. And that's when Thomas says, like, that's why I came here. I'm here to turn the tide of battle. And then Sasaki's like, what? They're like, fooled ya, and everybody help Franosuke! And it's like, yes, good, command master. And all the gifters just go nuts, because this whole army of gifters now, they have complete allegiance to Otama. How do you break the Kibidongo? I don't know. I don't know if Otama has the ability to sort of like give them back their free will in the end or something like that. Or is this permanent or something? Does she pull from this cheek for one, pull from the other cheek to... Is that how it works? I don't know. And once again, I doubt it works on true Zoan users. Otherwise, this would be broken as hell. But either way, Sasaki, while ramming, ends up ramming all the gifters that were on his side, and Frankie gets away. So it's actually quite funny. And then, of course, Page One and Ulti, they also show up. And he's yelling at them, you guys have all turned traitor. How could you do this? It seems it's one of their powers at work. It's this whole thing. So it's now Ulti actually takes a Thunderlance tempo from Nami. But unfortunately, we're thinking, oh wow, like Nami actually hurt one of the Topiropo really, like goddamn, like without Zeus and stuff. But even Nami said that's not nearly going to keep her down. That was just enough to surprise. It was a surprise attack. She's going to be down for only a second, right? And it's true, because we do see her get back up, and she's like, damn it, that hurt. I'm going to get her, because now she's paralyzed, but only for a few moments. And Nami even says, I need stronger lightning. Zeus is no longer with her, so she doesn't have that ability anymore. Nami's power up, if you will, it's still under Big Mom. So they all... Like, the fight just keeps going. It's pretty good, but right now we have V for victory, Flash. Frankie seems to be winning the fight, drawing blood against Sasaki. So that is interesting, because now we have 3 Topiropo against, honestly, Nami, Usopp, and Frankie. 3 Topiropo against Frankie, sure, but this is a little much, in all honesty. The gifter surprise attack, they've just been getting lucky with the surprise gag, the surprise attacks, the abilities and stuff, because honestly, other than Frankie, none of them can take on a Topiropo, but this is a war. This isn't a duel ring. This isn't a gladiator arena. This is what happens. So some people are going to be irritated that there's 3 Topiropo here, and some of the weakest Straw Hats and some gifters seem to be winning. Like, there's going to be people that are going to be sort of pissed about that. But either way, it is what it is. Now, this is what pissed off a lot of people here. The next part. This really pissed off a lot of people, and I'm sorry, Sanji's fanboys. I'm sorry, Sanji stans. Here's to you guys. Because they have to take a lot of crap. And they're taking even more crap with this. And I understand why. Because Sanji's belief about not hitting women is right now being very detrimental. At first, it was a bit of a gag. It's been a gag throughout the series, right? And here, though, once again, there have been similar situations in the past. But now, it's a serious problem. Because he's all tied up by Black Maria. And, Blackleg Sanji is just down for the count. He was able to easily beat up any of the men, but he couldn't hit a single one of the women smile users. He couldn't hit Black Maria. He can't touch them because that's within Sanji's character. Now, she's telling her to call Nico Robin. So now the Topiropo have been told. I don't know if we got this information, but Kaido and Big Mom also discussed it. Like, we need to keep Nico Robin alive because in their mind, Odin's dead. None of them have the voice of all things. They need Nico Robin. They need her alive. So now the Topiropo have been informed of this. I'm not sure if we saw that conversation. If we did, I apologize. But, and right here, this is clearly Robin. So, clearly it says, this girl here, speak and your voice will carry all throughout the castle. I'll set you free. The one with the weird eye page thing, like the squirrel girl or whatever, had on her face. So it's a lot of people are saying it's Robin. I believe it's Robin as well because she's silent and stuff, and she's doing the whole hair tucked behind the ear thing. Very classic Robin move. It's Robin. I'm 90% sure that's Robin. But so she's telling Sanji, you better call for Nico Robin. You're all tied up and all this stuff. These were the orders from Master Kaido. And she said, well, what are we going to do with Robin? And Black Maria, of course, says, we're going to torture her. Not just we're going to capture her and make her read the poneglyphs. We're going to mutilate her. We're going to take her limbs to incapacitate her. And when we're done, no matter how many years it takes, we will finally kill her. So, I don't know, does she know why does Black Maria understand why they need Nico Robin? That sort of idea. But Sanji stands firm and says, underestimate Nico Robin at your own peril. Don't underestimate Robin, right? Which is very good for Sanji, bleeding, beaten, standing there, being true to his convictions, sitting there crucified on spider webs and saying, I'm not going to call out for Robin. You're not going to, blah, blah, blah. You guys, at your own folly, at your own peril, underestimate Nico Robin. So that's really good. This isn't what pissed off a lot of people, and this isn't what Sanji stans and fanboys have to defend. It's the detected. They found where apparently on the second floor or beneath the roof or something, in the treasury, on the second floor, that's where Law sent the Red Scabbards. That's where he sent them. So the Red Scabbard Samurai are all bloody and beaten, as we know, and they're all very heavily injured. And now they were transported with with the room with Bang by Law, and this is where he put them. But they have found where they are, so now they want to go and slaughter them. Now King is apparently, he's out of his pterodon form, but he said he's occupied at the moment. We don't see Marco or Queen, but it suffices to say that Marco must still be giving them one hell of a time, because King says, I'm occupied at the moment. Isn't there anybody else who can, go take care of them? Because they can't just send the fodder, even in their weakened state. The gifters and stuff would stand no chance. Like, one of them would wake up and go, shit, right? They need to send somebody with somebody who can actually do something, right? So King's like, I can't do it, and by that logic, I assume Queen and King are still preoccupied with Marco. They can't do it. So then King calls for anybody who is available. Of course, it's Black Maria, says, yes, I'll go, King. The floor is connected to the second floor of the treasury, and you need me to finish off the Red Scabbards. Now, Sanji, of course, is like, Kinemon, is he down? No, stop, don't go. Now, this is where people are pissed. Because not only has she threatened Black Maria, like, this is war. This is, like, they're in Marineford, right? Like, the Straw Hats were not in Marineford. Luffy was, but the Straw Hats were not. Sanji, with his creed of not hitting women. And creeds can be broken for the right reasons. Remember that. Watch The Mandalorian. Creeds are important, and it doesn't make them a bad character to break their creed when necessary. Here's where people are pissed, because everyone believes that next chapter, the chapter after, Sanji will not break his creed. I'm not going to say one side or the other, but Sanji fanboys are going to be taking a lot of flack if Sanji just sits there and lets Black Maria, but he can't hit her, he can't stop anybody, he can't even attempt it anymore, and now he's captured, and he's going to allow the Red Scabbards to be, killed. He's going to let this go off, and he's going to sit there crucified when he knows he can do something about it, but his creed won't let him. Like, it's a very dangerous game being played with the poor Sanji fanboys right now. That's really what to take away from this chapter, is the Sanji fan base. I feel so bad because the toxicity that is going to be thrown, the shade, the fire, everything that's going to be thrown at those poor bastards. I just feel bad for them, in all honesty, because this might be the pushing point for Sanji, but it's more likely that Robin is going to intercept, because that's Robin. At least I believe it is. Somebody else, Brooke and Robin, are going to intercept, and Sanji's not going to have to break his creed. But when push comes to shove, Sanji is going to eventually have to. This is life and death. This is war. You weren't at Marineford. If you were, you would have to hit the Vice Admiral. That's a woman. You're going to have to be able to hit women eventually, Sanji. Your friends are going to literally die if you don't. Zeph would think I understand what he got from Zeph, but Zeph would not watch this happen either. The whole thing about women, so I understand why people are going to be throwing the shade at the Sanji fan, but I also understand the other side of it. I'm just a little bit like, okay, let's wait to see if push comes to shove. Likely Oda is going to write Sanji out of this predicament with somebody else intercepting, Brooke, Robin, something before it comes to that point. But if at any moment was the time to break your creed, this is the time to do it, Sanji. You can't let the Scabbards get killed, because of your morals. Your friends are literally going to die because you won't hit an evil person. It's a little, simping has gone beyond this point at that point, right? So, very interesting. And, there's everyone thinks Enel is back. That's the end of the chapter. So, we went on about Sanji and all that stuff, but the end of the chapter really is about this shadowy figure that seems to be helping the Red Scabbards, because in that room I see 10 people. There's actually 10. Now, we don't really see this person, but someone else is there. And it looks like it's somebody crying. Someone is there. Who is it? We don't know. There is, unfortunately, a break next week. That's very sad. That is so sad. But a lot of people are believing this to be Enel or Eneru. Now, a couple reasons why it's not. He's got zero connection to Wano. Why would he be? And if and when this dude ever comes back from the moon, he is literally going to come back in this big grandiose way, riding a freaking thundercloud of doom, and haha, I am here, and there'll be thunderstorms and clouds, and it'll be a natural disaster level appearance. Him showing up, crying, all this stuff, like just a lot of people want it to be Enel. It's more likely to be somebody like Fushiguro or who else? Who else could it be? I actually have no idea. It might be somebody that we haven't been introduced to yet, for God's sakes. But a lot of people want this to be Eneru. I don't think it is. I think people are just like, they're going, oh yeah, he's back. Like someone else is there. Who could it be? And we have a shadowy figure. For all we know, it's Green Bull. Like, I have no idea, right? But it could be somebody that we haven't seen in a long time. It could be somebody, it could be a new character. We don't know. Oda's just trying to keep us in suspense because he knew he was jumping away from the rooftop battle. And when you jump away from the hype, the thing that all the fans are loving and wanting to see, and you know you need to do some transition chapters to show what's going on down below with all the other cast members, because remember, there's a huge amount of characters in this Wano battle. The only way to keep people invested and interested is to do things like this. Because nobody's talking really so much about the, okay, we jumped away from the rooftop battle. People are talking about, who is this in this panel? It's all about diverging the attention on something so nobody complains about the transition. So it could be a totally new character. I have no idea. But I think Oda did a good job with this chapter. Chapter itself was okay. Once again, I'm a little disappointed that we didn't get to see Kaido's hybrid form yet. I understand why it was sort of painted that way last chapter, that we were going to jump away this one. And with the break next week, that really sucks. Of course, breaks always suck. But overall, I thought the chapter was fine. It's showcasing a lot of the strategy, a lot of what's going on down below. So when we do jump back to the rooftop, it's not one of those situations where then we jump back and be like, oh, well, we're going to have to rewind the clock and then show you 10 chapters of what happened during this entire rooftop battle. Now we have to show you all the crap. Because I don't think anybody would be super happy jumping back and being like, King, Queen, the Topiropo, everybody's defeated. Jinbei lost an eye. Nami lost, a leg. And everybody else is good. Like, is anybody going to be happy with that? No, so you need to jump back and forth. Unfortunately, it's just the way storytelling goes. But I like the chapter. What did you guys think down below? Like, comment, and subscribe as always. And don't forget, guys, our goal of 500 subscribers, not 300, not 400, 500 subscribers in the month of March. That way I can make the video that you guys can decide what the 500 milestone video will be about. First week of April, it will come out if we reach 500 subscribers. We are less than 30 subscribers away. It is only February. I think we can easily reach this, easily by mid-March. I think we can get there. So I'm looking really excited, forward to hitting that 500 milestone. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out. This has been Griever. Oh yeah, and drink responsibly. Drink responsibly. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody who celebrates, etc., etc. Some people hate it. Some people love it. Some people treat it like just another day. I'm somewhere in that categories. So, all right. Thanks, guys. See you next time.